The story of Atlantis, a name that conjures images of a lost paradise and advanced civilization, begins with Plato, the renowned Athenian philosopher. He was a towering figure in the intellectual landscape of ancient Greece. In his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, two of his most influential works, written around 360 BC, Plato introduces us to this enigmatic island and its dramatic downfall. Within these texts, Plato meticulously describes a magnificent island civilization, a society far surpassing any other of its time. Atlantis, he claims with unwavering conviction, was a naval power of immense strength, dominating the seas and projecting its influence far and wide. This powerful kingdom existed 9,000 years before his time, deep in prehistory, a period shrouded in mystery and largely unknown to the classical world. The tale, passed down through generations, originating from Solon's encounter with Egyptian priests, is presented not as mere fiction, but as genuine history, a factual account of a civilization that once thrived. To give the story geographical context, Plato locates Atlantis beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the ancient name for the Strait of Gibraltar, placing it in the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, a realm of endless possibilities and untold secrets. The island itself was a marvel, a testament to advanced engineering and urban planning, featuring concentric rings of land and water perfectly designed for defense and irrigation. These were connected by grand canals, irrigating fertile fields, ensuring abundant harvests and a thriving agricultural economy. Beneath the surface lay mines rich with orichalcum, a mysterious metal that shone like fire, highly prized and used for both practical and ornamental purposes. Its capital boasted magnificent temples, dedicated to the gods and adorned with intricate carvings, palaces of unparalleled grandeur and bustling harbours, filled with ships from across the known world, testament to Atlantis's extensive trade network. The Atlanteans, according to Plato, were descended from Poseidon, the god of the sea, and a mortal woman, granting them a unique status as semi-divine beings, blessed with extraordinary abilities and long lifespans. In the beginning, they were noble and virtuous, embodying the highest ideals of civilization. They lived in harmony with nature and each other, respecting the gods and upholding justice. But as generations passed, their divine nature gradually faded, replaced by human frailties. The allure of wealth and power led to greed and ambition, corrupting their once pure hearts. They became arrogant, believing themselves superior to all other nations. This arrogance fueled their desire for conquest, seeking to conquer their neighbors and expand their dominion. Their empire expanded relentlessly across Europe and Africa, bringing both prosperity and oppression in its wake. Eventually, their insatiable ambition led them to set their sights on Athens, the cradle of Western civilization. The Athenians, though significantly outnumbered and facing a seemingly insurmountable foe, valiantly resisted the Atlantean invasion, defending their freedom and way of life. But just as the war seemed to be turning in favor of the Athenians, a cataclysmic event occurred. Disaster struck with unimaginable force. The gods, angered by the Atlantean hubris and their disregard for divine law, unleashed devastating earthquakes, tearing the land asunder, and catastrophic floods, engulfing everything in their path. In a single day and night of unparalleled destruction, the mighty island of Atlantis was swallowed by the sea, disappearing beneath the waves. The great civilization, with all its splendor and power, vanished without a trace, leaving behind only legends and whispers. All that remained was Plato's story, preserved in his dialogues for future generations, a timeless warning against pride, unchecked power, and the dangers of straying from virtue. From that moment forward, Atlantis became a legend, a captivating tale passed down through the ages, forever echoing through history, inspiring both wonder and speculation. It serves as both a marvel, a testament to human potential, and a cautionary tale, reminding us of the fragility of civilization. Its mysterious fate would forever haunt the imagination of generations to come, sparking countless quests and fueling the enduring mystery of Atlantis. Was Plato meticulously recording a factual history, preserving details of a bygone era? Or was he crafting a carefully constructed philosophical allegory, using a fictional setting to explore deeper truths? This fundamental question lies at the very heart of the enduring Atlantis mystery, fueling debate and speculation for centuries. The sheer level of detail present in Plato's account, precise measurements, intricate political systems, and abundant resources, strongly suggests a real, tangible place to some researchers and enthusiasts. Supporters of this view argue that such specifics simply must have their roots in genuine historical events and geographical realities. Most historians and classical scholars, however, view Atlantis through a different lens, seeing it as a noble lie, a cautionary tale designed to impart moral lessons. In Plato's narrative, Atlantis represents a corrupt and excessively powerful society, while Athens embodies the virtuous ideal, a beacon of wisdom and justice. Their inevitable clash serves as a symbolic struggle between the forces of virtue and the dangers of unchecked hubris. The ultimate destruction of Atlantis serves as a stark warning, illustrating that even the greatest and most advanced empires are vulnerable and can ultimately fall victim to moral decay. Plato crafted this narrative in the aftermath of Athens' own rise and subsequent fall from glory, skillfully using the story of Atlantis to explore complex themes of justice, power, and societal responsibility. For him, the Atlantis story was primarily a tool designed to teach valuable lessons about the inherent dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of moral governance. Yet, despite the philosophical underpinnings, the allure of a real Atlantis remains irresistibly strong. The tantalizing prospect of a lost civilization, suddenly and completely wiped out in an instant. Some researchers propose that Plato's tale may be rooted in a distant folk memory, passed down through generations, describing a real catastrophic event that was gradually mythologized over centuries. Ultimately, Atlantis endures in our collective imagination as both a profound philosophical lesson and a tantalizing historical puzzle that continues to captivate and intrigue us. If Atlantis was inspired by real events, as many believe, we must look to the ancient world for potential candidates. The eruption of Thera, modern Santorini, stands out as a particularly compelling possibility. Around 1600 BC, a colossal volcanic explosion of unimaginable force devastated the island, reshaping the landscape forever. This cataclysmic event triggered massive tsunamis that surged across the Aegean Sea, wreaking havoc on coastal communities. This disaster struck at the height of the Minoan civilization, a sophisticated society that flourished on the island of Crete. The Minoans were a powerful seafaring culture, dominating the Aegean with their impressive naval capabilities. They were famed throughout the ancient world for their magnificent palaces, intricate art, and extensive trade networks. Remarkably, their cities lacked defensive walls, a testament to their naval dominance and confidence in their ability to control the seas. The eruption of Thera, however, crippled the Minoans, shaking the foundations of their civilization. The ensuing tsunamis destroyed their fleets, the very source of their power and prosperity. Volcanic ash rained down, ruining crops and poisoning the land, leading to widespread famine and societal disruption. Though the Minoan civilization was not wiped out overnight, their decline was swift and irreversible, marking the end of an era. In the aftermath, they were soon eclipsed by the rising power of the Mycenaeans, who would come to dominate the Aegean. The memory of a great sea power's sudden and catastrophic fall could have easily inspired the Atlantis legend, passed down through generations. The parallels between the Minoan collapse and the Atlantis story are indeed striking. Both involve an advanced island civilization, thriving in a maritime environment. Both are characterized by a catastrophic natural disaster, leading to a rapid and devastating decline. Over centuries, as the story was retold and embellished, the details could have been distorted and transformed. The location too could have shifted, moving from the familiar Aegean Sea to the more mysterious expanse of the Atlantic in the telling. In this view, Atlantis is not a literal place, but rather a mythic echo of Minoan Crete, its fate forever intertwined with the volcanic apocalypse of Thera, The legend, therefore, preserves the collective trauma of a lost world, transformed and immortalized by the passage of time and the power of human imagination. Archaeology has yet to uncover any trace of a sunken continent in the Atlantic. Decades of ocean mapping and exploration show no evidence of a lost landmass. The geology simply doesn't support Plato's literal account. Yet, sites like Akrotiri on Santorini offer tantalizing glimpses into advanced Bronze Age societies. Akrotiri's preserved frescoes and buildings evoke a world suddenly destroyed. Other supposed Atlantean sites, like the Bimini Road, have been debunked as natural formations. The archaeological trail for Atlantis always ends in disappointment. What archaeology does reveal is a Mediterranean world of empires, disasters, and collapse. These real events provided the raw material for Plato's enduring myth. Why does Atlantis captivate us still? It promises a lost golden age, a perfect society, now vanished. The mystery itself is irresistible, a puzzle with just enough clues to keep us searching. Atlantis is a detective story, an adventure, and a warning all at once. Its sudden destruction mirrors our own fears about civilization's fragility. In an age of climate change and global threats, the story feels more relevant than ever. Atlantis is a mirror for our anxieties and hopes. For some, it's a historical puzzle; for others, a symbol of lost wisdom or a setting for adventure. Its adaptability ensures its survival. Atlantis is whatever we need it to be: a utopia, a warning, a dream. That's why we can never let it go. The search for Atlantis has moved from ancient texts to modern technology. Sonar, satellites, and submersibles now probe the ocean's depths. Explorers like Ignatius Donnelly revived interest, blending science and speculation. Expeditions have targeted places from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic, but no proof has emerged. Even high-profile searches, like those led by Dr. Robert Ballard, found inspiration for the myth, but not Atlantis itself. These quests push the boundaries of exploration and keep the legend alive. In searching for Atlantis, we often discover real history. Ancient shipwrecks, lost cities. The hunt continues, driven by curiosity and the enduring allure of the unknown. Atlantis has been found in dozens of places worldwide. Southern Spain's Donana marshes, with their concentric rings, have been linked to the legend. Some point to the Americas, the North Sea's Doggerland, or the Black Sea flood as possible inspirations. Malta and the Bahamas have also been proposed. Each theory stretches Plato's account to fit new evidence. These competing claims reveal more about our imagination than ancient history. Atlantis has become a geographical ghost, haunting coastlines and submerged lands everywhere. Its legend adapts to every landscape, a testament to its enduring power. Atlantis has become a global phenomenon, far beyond Plato's original tale. Films, novels, games, and comics reimagine it as a realm of advanced technology or magic. New Age thinkers claim it as a source of lost spiritual wisdom. The name Atlantis is now a brand, used for resorts, cruises, and tourist sites. The story is endlessly commercialized, promising secrets and discoveries. This popularity often obscures Plato's philosophical questions about power and justice. The myth is transformed, sometimes unrecognizable from its origins. Yet, this reinvention keeps Atlantis alive in our culture. The legend thrives because it can be endlessly retold and reimagined. So what is Atlantis? Science says the literal island never existed. Archaeology finds only inspiration, not location. Yet to call it just a myth misses its true power. Plato's Atlantis is a philosophical tool, a story about power, corruption, and the ideal society. It's a myth that makes us reflect on our own world and our own mortality. Atlantis exists in the space between fact and fiction, history and morality. Its loss resonates with our deepest fears and highest hopes. The search for Atlantis is really a search for ourselves. It's a timeless warning, a romantic dream, and an enduring mystery. Atlantis will always captivate us, not because we'll find it, but because we can never stop looking.